Botanic here with a round number 1 matchup between Majiir, Pac2, and EmptySoul from the Artifact Cup 39. Alright, so starting on the bottom, in the purplish pink Soban carrier is EmptySoul, and in the north, in the red Neth carrier is Majiir. Let's put this over to production so we can see what everybody's doing. Now, Empty's going for light assault vehicles first. Seems to be an odd choice for this map, personally, because the ALMs give such easy access over here for covering these resourcing locations and are pretty good against harassing from any sort of early game aggression. So we'll just have to see what Empty is deciding to do about that. As you can see, Majiir over here is going for a more aggressive opening in terms of a macro heavy style, I should say. And Empty
ready orders.
Going to build some LAVs and going to send them out in the middle, wants to secure some artifacts, and now going for some of long distance resourcing. I should say, while we're at the beginning of the game and it's a little bit slow, Artifact Cup number 39 was a 14-player, 6-round Swiss tournament, and I will not be casting all of the games. I will be highlighting games that I think personally are interesting, either from what players said during the tournament itself or feedback while doing casts, and most of them are going to come from the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds, because that's when the Swiss tournament starts matching up players who are more equal in skill based on wins. So we do have some action going on here in the middle. Some of the base runners are coming in. We do have light attack vehicles of EmptySoul coming in to take care of that. We do have a blast drone from Majiir over here, just sitting here looking threatening. Majiir is going to get the artifact with his base runner. Empty does have 4 LAVs, but it doesn't look like he's willing to go and attack because he knows about the blast drone, I would assume, or at least suspects. But Majiir going for a very greedy in terms of artifacts, opening 2 artifacts to EmptySoul's 1. It does look... No, Majiir does not yet have a production cruiser. We did have something blow up over here. Not sure what. Or maybe that was just lightning. I think this map does have lightning.
Move order confirmed. Enemy sighted.
But plenty of skimmers along with that blast drone should be able to get at least one of the base runners, if not 2, into the extraction zone. With the blast drone, yep, both of those should be able to get in. That's going to put Majiir up 2-1, so that'll be a nice power increase to Majiir's carrier. That's 1 in, and the second is going to come in quite soon, and Majiir's skimmers are keeping Empty's LAVs at bay.
Support cruiser online. Enemy forces have acquired an artifact.
So Majiir still long-distance resourcing mining from 2 bulkheads. Unfortunately, the bulkheads are not showing up properly as being opened up in this replay. They seem to fix that last time. EmptySoul has moved up with his carrier, putting some railguns on the top just to produce some nice defense on these cliffs. Railgun should get the accuracy bonus. A couple of ALMs out here. Majiir moving up on the left side of the map with some skimmers, and Empty has the his LAVs over here playing hide and go seek around the boulders with each other. Majiir should be able to take this matchup once his skimmers get in range.
Coordinates confirmed.
But Empty doesn't want to fight, and Majiir is not willing to engage right now. More railguns coming up for Empty, putting them up on this these outcroppings to defend resourcing locations. It looks like Majiir still hasn't researched the production cruiser refinery mode just yet. Going to move his carrier up into the middle.
Light attack vehicle engine upgrade complete. Carrier here.
Support cruiser anti-air coming out for EmptySoul, worried about an air transition.
Enemy sighted.
From Majiir.
Push up to that point. Enemy contact on sensors.
Or just going for LAV's rails, and then the support cruisers to keep him alive. More playing around
Enemy sand skimmer on approach.
In between these mountains with, in the center of the crater with the skimmer and LAVs. The LAVs have slightly more range than the sand skimmers. The sand skimmers are faster, so the LAVs opening up at the edge of range while coming back out.
Move out for assignment. Green light to proceed. Move.
Both players posturing over the artifacts here.
Construction complete.
It's interesting that Majiir has not gone for any, not built any
on our way.
assault ships or rails of his own. Okay, as I say that, okay, heavy railguns coming out for Majiir. So Majiir's railguns are going to be behind in numbers slightly. Well, no, now equal.
Enemy unit detected.
Wants to take two of these artifacts and bring them over to the right-hand side, which means that Majiir would only have one artifact bring in to win.
Green line confirmed. Base runner assembly complete.
Sand skimmers coming over to harass the resourcing location and just bring these LAVs away from the base runners. This railgun's going to shoot. Good play with that targeting jammer, but unfortunately probably should have put it in the middle of the salvagers. More ALMs are coming out. Those are going to keep the sand skimmers frozen, and they're not going to get much damage while the LAVs are going to be able to defeat a large number of them. The sand skimmers are going to come up and take out the railguns, but there's just too many ALMs, and all those sand skimmers are going to die, which means that these two base runners don't have anybody to defend them from the LAVs that are heading in that direction.
Just when we were getting comfortable.
So these LAVs are going to come over here, and the Majiir has nothing behind in terms of skimmers to keep the railguns or base runners safe. The question is, will this base runner die
Coordinates confirmed
before it gets to the extraction point? Nope. Two artifacts go in, but one base runner is dead for Majiir. The second one probably will fall.
Tracking enemy target. Move order confirmed. Reposition.
Majiir, building the sand skimmers back, has a couple, at least one missile ship out here. That's two missile ships. And then Empty, now realizing that can't let any more base runners with artifacts in the extraction zone, bringing up his carrier and putting that carrier right here next to the ramp, for lack of a better term, up towards Majiir's extraction zone. The Soban carrier was recently buffed in the last patch. I believe it has more accuracy at short range with its railguns, so it's better able to attack these light vehicles.
Enemy contact on the board.
But right now, Majiir definitely has the advantage in terms of the power available to his carrier versus Empty over here. It's going to be behind. You have these sand skimmer LAVs moving up, probably looking to try and get towards these resourcing locations. Majiir's going to defend with the sand skimmers. Has a bunch of rails in the back, and then some anti-air, worrying about air coming out from Empty.
Enemy contact on sensors. Adjust position.
Created two more base runners. Majiir's going to try and win it with artifacts.
Coordinates confirmed.
But this fleet of LAVs may have something to say about that.
Tracking hostile.
Soybon railguns are going to make quick work of the Space Runner, but the Knapp carrier is going to launch some missiles in the direction. It'd be nice to bring these missile ships up and try and get some mortar fires on Empty's LAVs. Armed logistic modules coming out from Empty's carrier that's going to be very annoying and keep this side of the ramp up defended from the base runner, but Majiir could go up this back route.
Hostile base runner sighted.
Didn't quite hit the missiles, Majiir, right there, but then something blew them up. Blast drone, perhaps? I don't know, I missed it. All the action is going on this side of the map. And we do have some railguns up here on the right-hand side. And then a bunch of LAVs for Empty.
Spectrum analysis has identified an artifact. Hostile forces are pursuing.
We need to try and hit those mortars. I can't tell if the mortars are available or not.
Enemy base runner approaching AO. Carrier copies.
Try to hit them with the missiles. LAVs are hard to hit with missiles.
Enemy contact on the board.
And then all these rails on the high ground are going to force Majiir to retreat, but Majiir does have 2 base runners with artifacts and now needs to defend them.
Enemy unit detected. Light attack vehicle under fire. Fire on the move. Put fire on LAV destroyed.
Empty soon is going to have the railgun mag accelerator upgrade, which increases the damage by 60, so these rails will be putting out quite the punch in just a little bit.
Enemy sand skimmer on approach.
Majiir is going to want to pull back that carrier because these rails are doing a huge number into the carrier, and the carrier might actually die right here, right now. And it does. Empty takes it right at the end with the railguns on the high ground. Majiir just not able to answer the railguns protected by ALMs and LAVs. They didn't have anything in his arsenal that was able to deal damage with them, but well played, fun game by both players. If you enjoyed this replay cast, hit that like button, subscribe, or leave a message in the comments. Philothanic, signing out.